Greetings, fellow TIs. Today has been a very interesting day. I've had quite a few odd experiences these past 2 days, and I want to wish TIs a Merry Christmas. Now, in the past, I've mentioned that I have experienced harassment while seeking help from the Department of Safety. They have their own division that's involved in emergency management. It's tied to Citizens Corps, and I experienced this harassment from multiple neighbors. I lived down the road from a fusion center in the past. Now, this organization, SIS, has a registration number. They are a contractor, it appears, for DHS and work with Department of Public Safety, which is the local fusion center. And they help assist the police and fire department and EMS. So it kind of sounds like almost like a Citizens Corps program when you really look at it, because Citizens Corps deals with fire, EMS, so I'm pretty sure they're stakeholders. So the SIS is tied to the Canadian Secret Service, I believe, and I'm going to contact this guy. He appears to be a respectable man, and we always see that most people that are like the head board members are normally judges when it comes as far as Citizens Corps programs. When we look at the Texas Association of Regional Councils, we see that the majority of people that are the head of the board or like the head people are normally judges, and they're mostly Freemasons. And I have nothing bad to say about Freemasons. I've made videos about them in the past. So bear with me one moment. Now, most TIs know me from this video. In the past, I had another video I removed, and it had like, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of views. I removed it due to some issues I was having with people, but after a while I got sick of the harassment. Now, bear with me one moment. My house and look up. So I spent about 2 days opening up this JPEG of this car and zooming in on it, and I was able to get the tag. And I had to keep doing this I had to keep doing stuff like that, and I had to get like right when it passed by my shoulder, I was able to get a clear shot of that tag, and it came up that the person driving that car is related to someone in Canada, which runs, I think it's like the second or third largest insurance company in Canada. After talking to this guy, a person from the same place that she was parked at walked over to my residence and started pacing back and forth in front of my window, trying to like cause me to get angry, trying to like violate my space persistently. I later went to the police and spoke to someone in the VIPS program. He was like one of these, I guess, volunteer police. He made a report. My report came back with a bunch of black lines all over it, and I wasn't able to see the full report. Later on, police pretty much told me that if I complained about my harassment, they would try to pretty much put me away in a mental ward. When I shared the video proof, people changed with me automatically. Now, in the past, I've mentioned that I've left Florida due to harassment from a group called the Freemasons, and their symbol is normally the crossbones. They may have like blue rings, red rings, different colored rings. I was told to join under a death threat, so I left the state. When we look at how deep Freemasonry goes, it goes all the way to England, Canada, UK. So we know that any person that is exposing anything concerning this movement, which is based on, security, massive funding, would be considered a insider threat. So that threat would have to be neutralized because it would mess with the money being, changing hands. So I am assuming that the CIA and the SIS have to have a close relationship, because when I was doing research, I seen a very close relationship. And what strikes me is that our state attorney in Texas here will not investigate. They will refuse to investigate. And then when you look at the profiles of these people that are directors for these programs, they go to church, supposedly love God, and they play this role and they love their nation, but when Americans that are most vulnerable and that are asking for help seek help, your state attorney will refuse to help, your Secret Service, your FBI. So it's like, hey, we're not going to help you. So today it's Christmas. Of course, I can't call this guy. Where's he at here? But I will send him my information and let him know, look, I'm a good person. This is what I've experienced. I made a video a little while ago concerning InfraGard. And when I finished making the video, my audio was removed and this audio was placed in the video. It's one of the most amazing hacks I've seen in the past 4 years.
Command and control structure is such that the supervisor, direct supervisor, is contingent upon your assignments.
So hopefully I don't share the same clip again. I'll share the whole clip here in a minute, and I may accidentally add some wrong clips in this video. I'm gonna try my best to edit it because I've made like 2 videos concerning this already, so I'll try to edit any unnecessary verbiage. So it's pretty much it. As most TIs know, I have a couple of videos where it's one guy, James Robert Wright. Let me see, Masonic gang stalking, and should come up. So bear with me one moment. I made this video. This guy's pretty good, James Harkin. I've talked to him before. He's a good guy. So I have videos about Masonic harassment and what one Freemason experienced in Canada. So it makes sense that if we have a Canadian Security Intelligence Service in Austin, or in every state that I've moved to, perhaps that I've been harassed by the same group of people. So that's just my opinion, because I find the similarities, concerning my harassment to be based on a very clandestine and covert approach, and it matches with the harassment that other people are complaining about. So I own no weapons, I don't harm no one, I don't have no sex, drug, or violence charges. But when we look at this, we're at Parent Agency, Public Safety Canada, Canadian Security Intelligence Service. And then when we look at the profile, we see judge, most likely he's a Freemason, I bet. Someone tied to Parliament, and I'm sure he's a good person. I'm not saying anything bad about him. And then when we look at this job posting here in Austin, Texas, Security Industry Specialist, SIS. And these people aren't getting paid a lot of money to risk their lives to harass people, if that's what they're doing in supermarkets and stores. But it's this Department of Public Safety Investigations / Security Contractor Guard Company. So that's pretty much all I want to share. I think I'm going to add perhaps some more clips. Anyways, peace.
Command and control structure is such that the supervisor, direct supervisor, is contingent upon your assignments. And this is one of the ways that I think is an interesting point with how they kind of compartmentalize the programs within SIS and companies like this so that other people don't find out about it. There is not a company-wide command and control structure. There is a assignment-specific command and control structure, so that when you are assigned to a specific assignment, you have an immediate supervisor that you report to, and that's it. And so the one supervisor, for example, might only be overseeing 2, 3, 4, 5 security specialists at a time. And so you have all these little cells within the company that are completely cut off from each other, so that the lines of communication and information do not flow between different aspects of the company, so that they can compartmentalize and keep classification on certain information that they don't want getting out. So I worked for many different people. I was there. I was assigned to many different assignments. But that was a very good question, because it shows how it is organized.
You were talking about how they tried to make everybody into being a scumbag, so to speak. And but most of the people I've spoken with are women, and there's women that are beautiful and attractive. There's women that could be your grandmother. and you say they try to make everybody, come up with some stories or whatever. How do they hurt, like, women and grandmothers and kill people's pets?
Isn't that horrible? Yeah. Well, first, thank you for your kind words. And I do want to say that I have heard estimates up to 70-75% of targeted individuals are, in fact, women. And it absolutely breaks my heart because I can't understand the mentality of men or women as well that would actually prey on and torture and abuse a woman, a single woman. It's just horrible. These people have children, and you're absolutely right. They're tearing families apart. They're doing it to children as well. It's completely out of control. But in terms of smear campaigns, character assassination, what they have is thugs. And perhaps, there are elements of this that even I'm not aware of. But I am aware, for example, that my life has been threatened. I am aware that people are killed within this program all the time. And they bring in highly trained specialists to do that. They usually have intelligence connections. So in terms of the real dirty work that's done, there are people within the program that are capable of doing that, and they do it because they get paid a lot of money, and they do it because they've been guaranteed by the higher-ups in the program that they're going to get away from it. What I can speak to is the involvement of defense contractors in general. I have heard, of course, through people like Karen Stewart, that Lockheed Martin does employ organized stalkers of their own in 47 of the 50 states. I have not been able to independently verify that with my sources, but it certainly makes sense. What I do know for a fact is, of course, defense contractors are involved in the research and development of the technology going back decades. And if anybody wants to learn more, I would suggest looking up patents into things like microwave auditory effect, the voice-to-skull, the behavior modification, frequency weapons, directed energy weapons. Go back to the work of Nikola Tesla and look on down the line throughout history to see who the scientists were that were working on this, and then see the connections that they had to certain aspects of the military-industrial complex of our country. So defense contractors are involved. I am sorry, though, I don't have direct knowledge of Lockheed Martin.
Are you aware of any antenna arrays that are doing the broadcasting?
This is interesting. I'm glad you brought it up. It is one of the most classified aspects of the technology in terms of my knowledge of it and the average security specialist knowledge of it. You have things broken down basically into a technical department, and what I would...
Greetings. Now, just a little while ago, I uploaded a video to this group on Facebook. When this video was completed, when I used Active Presenter to save the video, this audio was heard. It shocked me.
A direct supervisor is contingent upon your assignments. And this is one of the ways that I think is an interesting point with how they kind of compartmentalize the programs within SIS and companies like this so that other people don't find out about it. There is not a company-wide command and control structure. There is a...
So it keeps going on for like about 4 minutes. So I was making a video about InfraGard, and then the audio was removed, and this audio was placed within the video. So perhaps someone's trying to give me a heads up. Maybe it's someone watching me, an insider, but my computer was hacked last night, and I had to remove my Google browser. So I find this interesting. I don't know what agency I'm supposed to report this to. I definitely don't want to deal with the FBI, so I'm going to perhaps look to see if there's any organizations I can report this to. So that's it. Obviously someone's trying to give me a heads up about this program, and have a great day. Oh, let me go back here 1 second. You can look at this video here on Targeted Individuals Unite Against the Threat. I don't know if they have a lot of members, but you should be able to find it on there. Let me see. I'll just click it. Let's see where it's at. So there's so many people posting on here, I may not even get a response. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But anyways, it's on this page somewhere. So here it is. I use my little computer name, call it Tony Scott's, sort of my longer names that I use. on other sites to hide my identity. So I just loaded it, like put it up there 27 minutes ago, and it shares the whole entire audio. So when I leave, I'll share this audio with the host nation that I go to.